The third key principle of the Constitution is called separation of powers. So this is something you learned about in elementary school. This is just the idea that the tasks of governing are divided up between different groups. We're not having the same person or the same group do all of the responsibilities of government. So, for example, we have three different branches, right? Not every government divides up their power in this way, but we do. The founding fathers thought that the more ways we which divided up power, the less likely that any one person or group could abuse it. So we have a legislative branch. Our legislative branch, our Congress, is responsible for making all of the laws. That's their responsibility. They are the lawmakers in this country. The executive branch, right, which is the part that the president is responsible for carrying out and enforcing the laws. Again, it doesn't make any sense. Like one of the problems under the Articles of Confederation was that it doesn't make any sense if you have a legislative branch, but then you have no executive branch. What's the purpose of enforcing the laws or making laws if you can't enforce them? So in the case of our legislative branch is responsible for actually carrying out all of Congress's policies, right? So Congress passes a law that deals with the environment, but it's the Environmental Protection Agency that's within the executive branch under the control of the president that's responsible for actually like making sure that people follow that law, right? And like comply with it. And then we have a separate group, the judicial branch, our judges, our court system, that's responsible for settling disputes. So if people are upset at one of the laws that Congress makes, the courts are a separate group that get to determine if those laws are fair or not. You don't want Congress determining if the laws are fair because they're the ones that made them in the first place. We need a separate group, our judges, our judicial branch, that's responsible for this. So the idea of separation of powers is we just take the three major functions of government and we just divide them up into three different branches, lessening the likelihood that any one group or person is going to abuse the power they have.